YouTube, what is going on, people? We are back with the red mist. Let's get straight into the tactics screen. As you can see, a brilliant result for Liverpool, 3-1 winners against Newcastle at Anfield this past weekend in the early kickoff Sunday morning. It was a really good, strong performance. We got caught early with a Newcastle goal, as you guys know. Williams from nowhere. What a goal that was. That was pretty amazing, wasn't it? So let's just run down the teams. Let's start with, you can see everything, but let's just go through it quickly. We started with Adrian in goal, Van Dijk and Motm at the back, Trent Alexander-Arnold right back, Robertson left back, Fabinho in the holding role, centre midfield, with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain with a rare appearance alongside Wijnaldum on the left of midfield. Origi also started in placement of Firmino, who was on the bench. Mane went central, Salah on the right. For Newcastle, Dubravka started in goal, Lascelles at the back, Shah to his right, Dummett to his left, Williams and Kraft were left and right wing backs, Shelvey holding with Hayden. I've got a spelling wrong there, Haysden I put, but Hayden is his name. Almiron and Atsu coming inwards in support of Joe Linton. Atsu on occasions got, one-on-one with Motm and kind of got in behind Trent. Trent was pushing forward, didn't beat Trent really at any stage. There was a few moments where he kind of got in and around. Almiron didn't really do anything. Robertson had him all day for dinner. And obviously that he was also up against Van Dijk on that side. Joe Linton, again, no chance against Van Dijk for those trying to win those first balls. It just wasn't happening. So we was comfortable. It was a shock goal by Williams. After that, we just went through the gears, and yeah, once he got back to 1-1, we was like a machine that game. We are a machine, like literally. It's just unreal. On the subs bench, guys, James Milner, Roberto Firmino, Joe Gomez, Jordan Henderson, Adam Lallana, Shaqiri and Kelleher. That was our substitutes. The angry Redbirds that were dropped from the squad. Dejan Lovren still hasn't made an appearance. Don't know what's going on with him at the moment. Ryan Brewster, LaRouche, Keanu Hoover, Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones. So guys, they're the ones that are on the edge of things, who are looking most likely to break into maybe the subs bench, no way near the first 11. Whether they manage that next season or the season after, who knows, but they're there. In case of any injuries, I believe, it's my opinion, they are the most likely to come in and deputise if we had any injuries in our first team. And for instance, if Robertson gets injured and then Milner gets injured, I definitely think we'll see LaRouche. So this is my angle on it. Our injuries, Alisson was still injured. I thought maybe he'd be back a little earlier than expected, but clearly Adrian is performing well, and I believe that we are in no rush now to bring Alisson back. Yes, but I expect to see Alisson against probably Chelsea. I'm not even sure if he'll be back for the Napoli game tomorrow evening, to be honest. I reckon Chelsea is a good return for him, but we'll see. Apparently he's training, he's doing light training, etc, so that is all good. Keita, I've not heard anything on Keita. I believe he's recovering as expected. I reckon 2 or 3 weeks. I need to look into it and see what the deal is with him, to be honest. Yeah, I can't wait till he's back. He's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to say and do. But again, I don't want Liverpool FC to rush him. But I want him to be completely over this injury. The country that he was playing for at the African Nations Cup rushed him back, and he got injured. And now we are the team that are left with it. That's not good. So guys, yeah, a bit more about each player individually in the match. I'll start with Adrian. Not many saves to make. I'm not even sure if he made more than 3. I think maybe 1 or 2 at most. Or was it even? Maybe they had 1 shot and scored 1 goal. I don't remember him making a save. Honestly, I don't. As I talk about each individual player, I'm going to give them a rating. So Adrian, I'm going to give him a conceded. I'm going to give him a 7. Not much to do, not many great saves. A standard performance, I'm going to give him a 7. I think Motm has been awesome. I think Van Dijk is playing at probably a 6-7 at the moment, especially against the lower teams. He kind of, depending on the opposition, Van Dijk's level goes up. Where I think Motm is actually performing better than Van Dijk at the moment in those lesser games. I say better, definitely on a par. But the thing is, Van Dijk makes things look so easy. But Motm, with a few crucial tackles and good clearances and an excellent play on the ball, you know, linking up, playing nicely and playing those balls in and around the edge of their area. Yeah, I definitely think he had a good game. I'm gonna give Joe Motm a 7. Van Dijk just absolute boss. As I said a little while ago, his level just, you know, moves with the opposition. If he's playing a lesser side, he doesn't perform as well, but he performs as well as he needs to deal with whatever's required in that match. So I'm going to give him another 7. I think Robertson, Spanish Robertson, he was on a par also with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Maybe he had a bit of a better performance, so maybe I'll go with like a 7.5. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'm going to go with a 7 for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Fabinho midfield, Fabinho was really good. He was really good. I'm going to give him an 8. Wijnaldum came to shine as well. He had an excellent takedown near the edge of the box and one bounce, and then no, didn't even bounce. I don't even think he bounced. He controlled it, and then kind of like a volley just missed the right angle bar of the goal. Yeah, Wijnaldum really came to play. Maybe it's because it was against Newcastle, and you know, probably isn't, but you get my angle. He just got up for it. You know, he found a little bit of, you know, zest. So I'm gonna give him an 8 as well. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and we're seeing some of the breaking runs that he likes to do in behind, and he had a few cracking shots which went wide, unfortunately. But he's falling back. He's finding his rhythm slowly. It's going to take him a lot more games, consistent games as well. But he's not going to get around to playing every single game back to back, which is what would improve his consistency. But at the moment, it's all good. So he will get a 7 from me. Origi started pretty well. Unfortunately, as you all know, he came off with an injury, and Roberto Firmino came on. And unfortunately for him, I have to give him probably just a 5. I'll give him like the halfway mark because of his injury. So it's a bit of a void mark, really. But yeah, get well soon, Origi. That may pave way for Ryan Brewster to make his way onto the bench now that Origi is injured. It'd be interesting. I'd like to see Brewster. But I also need to see whether how bad his injury is. I think it was an ankle injury. I doubt he'll be available for Napoli, but you never know. These things, you know, it might be all good. It might be all good. Mane, oh well, Mane was just amazing. Like, he reverted back to the left side. Firmino came on, and it was absolute boss. What more can you say about him, really? Scored the 2 goals. Just immense. I love this guy. This guy is just something special. He really is. So as you can see, the substitutes there, guys, was Roberto Firmino coming on for Origi. Xherdan Shaqiri also came on for Jorginho Wijnaldum. And apparently Xherdan Shaqiri had a good last 8-10 minutes, apparently. So I didn't actually catch it. I had to go and do a few things, so I didn't catch that kind of the end when he came on. But yeah, apparently he had a good lot of minutes. So yes, let's just make that change there. I'm not sure if the the formation change. I'm not sure if it did. I have to go and watch it again, but so therefore I'm just going to leave it in this position here. It probably was playing in a midfield kind of role, deeper role. And then the final substitution, obviously, guys, was Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain coming off for James Milner. And it was probably more of a holding role for Milner and next to Fabinho, with Shaqiri kind of just in behind. I imagine it was probably something like this, but who knows, it may not have been. It may have stayed exactly like this, or probably more like this. It is the likelihood of the change. And we was 3-1 up anyway. We was comfortable. We was all good. So rewinding back a little bit, guys, to rate Mane, I'm gonna give him a big fat 9. He was outstanding. He really was the difference. And then obviously Mohamed Salah, I thought he was non-existent first half, but he perked up and he squeezes himself a 0.5. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7.5. I don't think he was great. He got the goal kind of when Newcastle were pushing on and trying to make something happen and get back into the game, which left the space. Excellent. Man of the match actually was Roberto Firmino. I had my man of the match to be Salah. It wasn't to be. My full-time score was 4-0. It was 3-1. My scorers were Mane 2, Salah 2, Mane 2. Mane scored 2, and Salah only got 1. I was hoping to get that one right at least. But yeah, and lastly, guys, Firmino came on for Origi because of the injury. Was absolutely immense. I think he got 2 assists, or at least 1 assist. Brilliant. Roberto Firmino is just on fire at the moment, and I'm gonna give him an 8.5 for his performance since he came on. That's just brilliant, just excellent. So yes, guys, I think I've covered pretty much everything on the review. I'm happy with our performance. The Adrian goal, some would say, Alisson would have saved it, but it was a real blaster from Williams. I'm not sure Alisson would have saved that. I feel like we started a little bit casual and a bit sleepy, which allowed Williams to even get in. Turned inside Trent, whack. Or was it Matip? I came in, just a bit too much space. It wasn't even. That was just so. Nobody thought that would have ever happened. That was just so random and cut in and shoot. Like, it was unexpected, He's a new player. Trent hasn't played against him before. Doesn't really know much about his attributes and what he's going to do. So it's probably a surprise element. When you're playing Sterling that he likes to do that, so you stop him from cutting in and shooting, don't you? Whereas Trent is a bit inexperienced against Williams, didn't know what he was going to do, hasn't really watched him or seen him. It was a surprise element. They play again, Williams doesn't even get close because Trent's aware of you know what I'm saying, guys. So yeah, the Napoli fixture tomorrow evening. I'm going to do the preview so you can continue watching. So guys, I've been Red Mist LFC Ninja. We will see you soon for the Napoli preview. YouTube, welcome back, and we go straight across to the tactics screen for this Champions League tie away in Naples. Napoli versus Liverpool, a repeat of the fixture from last season on a few occasions, and that crazy last minute save from Alisson to stop Napoli from knocking us out. I think it was at Anfield. Oh god, and from then on we Just think, guys, if that went in, we wouldn't even be Champions League champions right about now. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Let's start with the injury list. So obviously, guys, your injury list, Divock Origi, I believe is got out of an ankle injury, and it's unlikely that he's going to feature. I've had no updates. I've not looked for any at the moment, so I'm just assuming he's injured. He might not be. He may well make the substitute bench, but it is what it is. It's an ankle injury. It was picked up on Saturday morning. I don't think he's going to be in the squad. Alisson is a possibility. I believe he's back doing light work and stuff. I'm not sure on his progress. I haven't even researched, I haven't checked it out, so yeah, don't quote me that, but as far as I know, he's going to be on the injury list, and probably Kelleher will be the sub keeper, and then Adrian will stay as first choice. Naby Keita, I expect to also be on the injury list still. I've had no updates on him either, or heard anything through the grapevine. So yes, and on the injury list is Naby Keita. Now moving along to players dropped from the squad who won't make this Champions League squad, who aren't even probably listed as down in the Champions League squad, are Kiana Hoover, LaRouche, Lovren, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones. I'm not sure if some of these are actually named. I think maybe some of them are. I'm not sure. If you know, guys, comment. It's actually something I haven't even looked into. I don't know if any of them are in the Champions League squad. I mean, what do you do if two of your squad gets injured, and then you have to play one of these guys? I think maybe some of them are, but I might even check it out after this. Who knows? So yeah, guys. They are the ones. I think Dejan Lovren might well be in the Champions League squad. I don't know. Good question. Please, in the comments, let me know if you know that answer. So yeah, we move on again, and now we are going to do the Klopps substitutions. Obviously, Kelleher on the bench. Trent Alexander-Arnold also on the bench. Chamberlain on the bench. Gini Wijnaldum on the bench. Adam Lallana on the bench. Shaqiri on the bench. And Firmino on the bench. You're probably thinking, what the hell, dude? What is going on with you? But I just kind of think this might well be his lineup. But listen, hear me out. So my starting 11, guys. Obviously, Adrian is going to be in goal. Adrian there. Robertson at left back. Van Dijk, obviously, next to Joel Matip. And then, obviously, Joe Gomez. Henderson in the middle. Fabinho. Then James Milner. Salah, right wing. Mane, left wing. And guess who? Centrally up front, Ryan Brewster. I've gone for it. Reason being is because I feel like we're gonna do the whole rotate thing. It's not a must-win game. Everyone's thinking, yeah, go there, smash them to bits. You know, Napoli got battered by Arsenal in the Europa. Someone mentioned that to me on Twitter. I was aware of it, but I'm pretty sure Napoli weren't too far behind Juventus at the time of that Europa game. Maybe I think 3, 4, 5 points, something like that. And once Juve crashed out of the Champions League to Ajax, they just blew everyone away and tore away with the league title. Napoli dropped off, and I think it was like a 11-point lead at the end of the Serie A season in the end. So, you know, Juventus run out comfortable winners. But I'm sure it was close. It might have even been Roma that were closer to Juventus than Napoli. But the thing is about it, Napoli were secure with a Champions League place anyway. How much did the Europa League really mean to them? Was it as much as meant to Arsenal? I don't think it was. I feel like if Napoli weren't in those Champions League spots, they probably would have really sucked it to Arsenal. Yeah, I don't know, but everyone's sort of saying, oh, but Napoli want to win the Europa League. Well, I mean, yeah, you know, I don't think you get as much money as you would for, you know, getting third or second place, though, would you? Do you really? Or fourth even? I don't know. That's not my area. So, guys, everyone's expecting a comfortable victory. I don't think it will be. I think we're going to go out there. We're going to play on the counter-attack. We're going to keep it We're going to keep it solid. They're going to come to win. They're going to try and win. They want to avenge the defeat from last season. We knocked them out. The last minute save from Alisson. They're going to be up for it. I think we're going to make some changes. I think Milner's going to start. I think Ryan Brewster's going to start too. It's perfect for the counter-attack. He's faster than Firmino. He probably won't do the work rate Firmino does, because we are playing a different kind of style away from home. We're sitting back more, and it's literally, when we get the ball from midfield, counter-attack, it's not really a thing where Firmino is required. I feel like Firmino is more required in the final third when we're playing intricate little passes. Like, for instance, the assist against Newcastle for Salah. That is when Firmino is pivotal, moving around there and linking play and playing in Salah, playing himself in and playing in Mane. That's when he's more pivotal. Breaking down teams. I think when we are breaking from deep, it's all about the quick pass out into one of the front three. Whether it's Fernandinho. Yeah, wishful thinking. Imagine that, Fabinho and Fernandinho as our holding midfielders. Fuck my life. That's Brazil, Jesus. They might win the next World Cup, I'm not even joking, and in Qatar. They got a serious team. But I think it was against Burnley when he played the quick ball out into Salah and Bob's your uncle. So I just feel like, from deep, that's what you need to possess. And having Mane, Brewster and fucking Salah, who's just lightning quick, it could be pretty torrid for Napoli. So I'd like to see that. It might be a big game to throw Brewster in, but I think he'll like it. And this is providing, obviously, Origi is of course still injured. And the other one is obviously Milner. I think this is a game where Milner can come in. It's not going to have an effect on whether we qualify or not. We still will qualify, and I think we'll qualify top. I think we'll smash the other teams, and at Anfield we'll beat Napoli. Even if we lose this or draw it, I think we'll beat Napoli at Anfield anyway. And even going through second, I'm not even scared. But you got to beat the best to be the best, and so I think it's a good game for a couple little changes. The other change obviously is Gomez at right back. He hasn't featured. I think he's played some games this season, not a whole game. So this I expect to see Gomez in at right back for Trent, without a doubt. Maybe even Motm drops out completely, and Gomez plays next to Van Dijk. And then Trent comes in at right back. But you just have to see how it all pans out. The obvious Klopps side is, as we all know, Motm, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then obviously Milner dropping out, and Wijnaldum coming in, Brewster on the bench, and Roberto Firmino coming in, and that is the Klopp starting 11 and formation you most usually always see. That I believe is his first choice team. If he could have everybody fit, this is Klopp's go-to team. Some of you might be talking about Oxlade-Chamberlain should be in there, Naby Keita should be in there. I keep telling you guys, Klopp likes the wall, and the wall is Gini, Fabinho and Henderson. You've got ridiculous work rate, you've got physicality, you've got height, you've got fitness, and you've got dribbling ability, and you've got passing, and they are just so identical. And they can also be box to box, so they can get up and down, they can move forward as a three, can drop back as a three, they can go forward as a two, they can all cover each other. Wijnaldum, they can all play the six, they can all go forward. The one least likely to be devastating, well, I say devastating, more kind of attacking out the three is probably Fabinho. But Wijnaldum and Henderson can go forward. Fabinho sits. Fabinho and Henderson go forward. Wijnaldum can sit. Wijnaldum can sit. Henderson can sit, and Fabinho and Ronaldo can. So the introversity of all of them is ridiculous. This is the rule. This is what I call the rule, and they are there to stop our opposition's midfield from playing. Yeah, and in doing so, we capitalise on any mistakes and we feed our front three, or we just retain possession by just, you know, laying it off to our fullbacks and we build and we go forward from there. Their job is not through balls like KDB, through balls like David Silva, through balls like Mesut Ozil. That is not their jobs. Our front three does that. You know, all they do is link the play to our front three. Ronaldo passes it away to Mane. Then Mane looks for the assist, or Mane looks for the game-changing goal. Fabinho plays it into Firmino or Mane, and the same occurrence. Firmino will look for the through ball. They are the ones responsible for the what is wrong with me? For the defence splitting passes, because if you're doing it from deep and it's intercepted, those three are all out of the game. Whereas if it's already in the final third and Firmino's looking for the pass, you can argue the pass is intercepted. Salah's the only one isolated from the game, and Mane can tuck in, and Firmino's already in front of the ball because he was the one that passed it. So you don't automatically wipe out three players from just one pass. It's different if you are deeper on a counter attack, because more than likely one of your two players at most are going to be, you know, running in behind your opposition's defense. So therefore, the rest of your team are going to be already behind the ball in case that pass isn't successful and the opposition gain possession. So they're the reasons why we have the rule. When you change it to Oxlade-Chamberlain, or you change it to Naby Keita in there, you already relinquish some of the skill, some of the height, some of the work rate, some of the energy for more kind of sash, more KDB style, more Silva, more intelligence, you could say. But it's not necessary. It's not essential. We are a machine, we are a unit, and we operate in a particular way. Those players are your players. They're your game changers. Your Oxalades and your Naby Keitas, they come on if you are struggling, if you're not winning, if you need a goal. They add a little bit more to your midfield in terms of going forward. They're capable of scoring a goal from nowhere. You're capable of beating two or three players and scoring, beating two players and feeding a player in and scoring. That's what they offer, and those players rarely come on in the first half unless there's sort of an injury, or the first 20 minutes of the first half. As I said, unless there's an injury, you usually see those players from the 70-minute mark onwards, either to bring the score level if it's already level and you want to win the game, to find the winner, or if you are in control of the game, 2-0, 3-1, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, etc., and you just want to give them game time. Like against Newcastle, where, it wasn't a huge match for us, so Oxlade-Chamberlain played. We was comfortable at 3-1. Shaqiri comes on, who's not played in ages, for the last 10 minutes. Games like that is when you see. Also, Shaqiri is another one as well that falls into the Naby Keita and the Oxlade category. We saw that against Barcelona last season when we needed a goal. We needed goals. He played because we needed to be more attacking. So those players are options. They're not first choice players. So yes, again, just explaining the Klopp way and how he likes to set his team up. But this is a team, it wouldn't surprise me if I see this team. But the team I put out initially, guys, is my team, and that's the team I wouldn't mind seeing. And it's quite a possibility Klopp could do that. So let's go for the score. I think this is going to be a draw. I'm going to go for 1-1 away in Napoli. 1-1 or 2-1? No, I'm going to go for 1-1. We might just batter them 4-1, 3-1 probably. Knowing us, that would be a slapping 4-1 or something. Maybe, you know what, first Champions League game, we might be so up for it. Like, it's Champions League, all the memories come back, it's all crazy, it's like, the champions! Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Man, guys, you twisted my... I'm just thinking about it. I don't even know. I'm going to stick with my 1-1. It's a boring scoreline, but I just got a feeling we're just gonna be like partial to it and just do what we got to do and not lose. Not lose. The scorer, I'm gonna go for Mane. I think he's the man in form. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Mane. 1-1. Man of the match, I'm gonna go for this guy, Virgil van Dijk. He's gonna have a solid game. He's gonna do what he has to do. Yeah. So guys, I've been the Red Mr. FC Ninja. This has been your Napoli versus Liverpool preview for the Champions League tomorrow evening. Let's do this, people.